What's up guys, it's Chris here. I now make new content every single Monday and Wednesday, so if you're trying to get into the crypto and NFT space or you're already involved with it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button down below for the YouTube algorithms. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some words that have been floating around the Veve community, and that is the words blue chip. So tomorrow I'm going to be having a live debate with some other content creators and people from around the community about blue chips versus diversifying your portfolio, the pros and cons of each, and we're each going to kind of like take a side as teams and debate the issue. If you've been involved with the community, or even if not, I'll explain the situation to you. Some people are condensing their portfolios down to what they're considering blue chips, while others are remaining diverse, so that's the main debate of controversy tomorrow. However, in this video, I just want to nail down exactly what a blue chip is when you're referring to Veve. When I originally posted who wanted to join the debate on Twitter, which by the way, if you're not following me, that's where I do my latest updates. A lot of people just didn't know what a blue chip was or what I was referring to, so I'm going to kind of break that down in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Simple Google search will show you that from the dictionary, a blue chip is a stock issue of high investment quality that usually pertains to a substantial, well-established company and enjoys public confidence in its worth and stability. So obviously, when speaking on NFTs, blue chip is kind of a loose word because, let's be real, it's an extremely volatile market and anything can happen. But when we're referring to blue chips in the Veve community, we're referring to these large IPs that are blue chips in themselves and that have stood the test of time. So let's take a look at Sleeping Comics Veve Rank website. So I'm not going to give my opinion on all of these because some of these I actually don't believe are blue chips and others I do. And for the sake of this video, I'm not trying to label all the blue chips. I'm just trying to explain what it is and why it's viewed that way. So to me, it makes sense that a brand like Marvel would be considered a blue chip because, going back to the definition we looked at earlier, we want to look at something that is well-established company. And as we know, Marvel and Disney are well-established companies. They are trusting Veve with a license of their first appearance of these characters on their app and on the blockchain. So it would make sense to me that the Spider-Man, which by the way, the two that I'm about to name, I do not own. The Spider-Man Ultimate Animated Secret Rare, I do not own. I do own, I think, one of the commons and one of the rares, is the first ever Spider-Man on the blockchain. I do think that's blue chip worthy. Same with Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. This is the golden statue that's actually at the Disney parks. It's Walt holding Mickey's hand, looking out. And again, F.A. Walt and Mickey, it's very iconic. Definitely would consider this a blue chip. So these overall, as far as the NFT market goes, should hypothetically stand the test of time. So what some people do, and I've even done myself, is they'll try to land other drops that aren't blue chips, or they'll buy a lot of a collectible or comic that they believe is undervalued at the time, and if they decide to sell, they'll roll some profits over into things that they believe will stand the test of time, which again would be like the first appearance of Spider-Man, first appearance of the partner statue, yada yada yada. People do the same thing in the crypto space. They'll take advantage of altcoins, get these 10x's, 20x's, 100x's, and after that, instead of holding on to that altcoin for the next couple of years, they'll roll their profits into Bitcoin or they'll roll their profits into Ethereum. You're kind of seeing the same thing here. A quick rebuttal, and I won't spoil too much for the sake of tomorrow's debate, but we have this little thing coming called the MCP program. Although some people don't put a whole lot of faith in the Master Collector program, we see here that we're going to be rewarded for actually owning a lot of different collectibles. We get rewarded for our sets that we have, we get rewarded for the mints, we get rewarded for the comics, and even more so, according to the last update on the 1.0, we actually get rewarded specifically for duplicate comics now as far as the common and uncommon goes. So the MCP program kind of gamifies Veve as a whole, but it also gives you extreme advantages. And again, as we saw in this recent update, we'll see that the MCP program will actually allow you to rent collectibles, which is, a possible stream of passive income in the future. It allows you to get drop lottery, to be able to potentially get drops that you really want. So people are trying to stack sets as well, and they're trying to hold multiple collectibles as well. So if you're trying just to invest in blue chips, unless you're obviously this probably wouldn't apply to you, you kind of can't do both. Like it's really hard to own all of the blue chips, and on top of that, still own a various amount of other collectibles. So the main point of the debate is, which one should you do? Should you do both? Of course, nothing I'm talking about now or in the future or in the live debate tomorrow is going to be financial advice. It's just a bunch of people wondering, what we should be doing, because this is a somewhat new and speculative field, so it's really fun to have those kind of debates. But overall, I've seen people condense their entire portfolios, hundreds of collectibles, into just a couple waltz. I've seen the opposite. I've seen people sell off some collectibles, some blue chips that really shot up to diversify their portfolios. And that's something we're going to be looking at again on the debate tomorrow, and I'm really excited for it. So going back to blue chips, I would say Todd McFarlane Batman was one of the first blue chips that was introduced to Veve, considering he was the first of the DC minted on the blockchain. If you've been around for Veve for a while, you'll know like the respect Todd has as a common Batman, and there's 7,500 of them, and the price right now, floor price is like 3,500. Actually bought mine off the primary market for $70 back in March, which is crazy. Again, I won't go through this entire list. I would not consider Donnie a blue chip. I think Donnie got stacked by early adopters at the very beginning, and there was a low mint size, so they're able just to stack them and now kind of set the price however they want. However, Donnie in itself, I do not believe meets the basic definition of blue chip, which would be a well-established company that enjoys public confidence. Overall, I think DC has that, Marvel has that, Disney has that. Cartoon Network does have that, and I guess that could be part of the debate whether Cartoon Network would fall under that blue chip status. Personally, I don't think it does, specifically for this Donnie. So I was hoping to go all the way back to March, but unfortunately this chart only allows me to go back to October, so we'll stick with that. I'm looking at Todd McFarlane Batman right now as an example of a blue chip. So what you're looking at right here, you're mainly looking at this pink line for what I'm about to be talking about. The pink line represents the floor price, meaning the lowest listed collectible on the market. The blue line is a total listing, so you can see that between October and November, the listings got destroyed. There's less listings on the market, which is a good thing for the value, because the less listings, the less circulating supply. And if you're familiar with the space, you know the less circulating supply, typically the higher the price goes. So we're looking at this floor price, and you can just see a gradual increase. Of course, there's dips every now and then, but overall, it would be really hard to time if you wanted to try to sell your Todd and rebuy it, because again, we'd consider this a blue chip. I mean, this is something that has stood the test of time since March, since it sold out on primary market. It was as low as like $300 back over summer, but it never really took a massive dip. It's always had kind of a gradual, steady growth. We see it go up from the beginning around 1,600, shoots up to 1,700, 2,500, get a jump right here to 3,300. This would probably be, I guess this was the 12 days of Disney dropped, where it dropped all the way down to 2,500. Saw a spike at I actually don't even remember that, but apparently there's a 4,500 floor price, and right now we're hovering around 3,300. I think it's actually higher than that last time I checked, or 3,500 is what I meant. So, I mean, from the start of October, we had a floor price of 1,700, and right now we have a floor price of 3,600. And if growth just continues to be the same, I imagine we'll see this more and more, where we see dips where there might be major announcements, major new brands, possibly people just creating FUD, who knows. But overall, Todd has been a really good blue chip at having a steady growth. I did mention this at the beginning of the video, but I do want to say again, this is the NFT space. Anything can happen. I don't want you to go watch this video and then something huge gets announced or something big happens in a space and this Todd just dramatically drops off and you're like, what the heck? I thought it was a blue chip. I thought Todd wasn't supposed to drop. It hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen that sort of substantial dip, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. But as far as blue chips go, again, when referring to the crypto space or the NFT space, I would consider blue chip something that more than the rest of the things that you're comparing it to has a chance for steady growth. So maybe not compared to your stocks that have a 10% growth per year. Those might be safer for you, and there might be true blue chips that will continue to go up as far as stocks go. This is, I guess, a high volatile blue chip. And again, this term's going to be thrown a lot around the next few months and next few years. So it's best that you get familiar with it now. And instead of debating whether it should be called a blue chip or should be called something else, I think it's just semantics at that point. And we just need to all mutually understand what we're trying to talk about. That's all I have for you guys in this video. I'm really excited about the debate tomorrow. If you're available, you should definitely stop by. I'll be posting exactly what time at some point tomorrow. The debate will be Tuesday. So you should definitely be checking my Twitter or be checking YouTube. I'll probably post it on both to let you know the time. Thanks for watching my video. Why don't you, down below in the comments, let me know what you think is a blue chip in Veve and why that is. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.